You have established in this report published in The Lancet this week that there is a link between living near heavy traffic and dementia. But the question I want to ask you is about air pollution. Is air pollution from cars a factor in the development of dementia?
Well, certainly if we take a look at what the source of pollution would be around roadways, vehicular traffic is what's really implicated there. But in other cities, the problem goes far beyond just traffic. Your comments about Beijing earlier.
Gotcha. So it's multiple factors, not just vehicular air pollution, but perhaps noise, etc. The different factors involved with proximity to traffic. I did want to mention, though, that your study was published the same week as we've been reporting on these cities all throughout China issuing pollution red alerts. Coal production, we know, is a major part of the problem there. But roadside pollution is a huge issue in China and other urban areas in Asia and around the world. So how should our viewers read and interpret your study? What should they take away here?
Well, I think our study found risks in what is a relatively clean area, which is southern Ontario. So I think our findings would probably be amplified in cities with higher levels of pollution.
Gotcha, and that would include cities like, as we reported, Beijing or even in Paris that's been having high roadside pollution levels. Doctor, is this safe to conclude from your research that one can reduce the risk of dementia by moving away from major roadways?
Well, that would require an intervention study that would compare people who have stayed close to a roadway and have moved away. I think that's a very plausible suggestion, but our research design doesn't allow us to make exactly that conclusion.
And your thoughts on, can one reduce the risk of dementia by moving away from cities like Beijing?
Certainly there's a suggestion that the higher the level of pollution, the greater the risk of dementia. So in that sense, I think it's very clearly another argument for improving public health by reducing pollution levels in our cities.
And let's take that step forward in talking about the constructive path forward after your research. And what impact should your research have on urban planning and traffic management in cities around the world?
Well, those are great ideas, and I think certainly the policy implications of our research suggest that further reductions in traffic-related pollution would be a public health benefit. We should look at how we design our cities, so where we locate our residential areas relative to major traffic arteries, and then building design. And are there things we can do that would provide additional protection to building occupants from pollutants that arise in the neighborhood outdoors?
And a final question for you. Should car makers also read and take note of your study?
I think it's one of an increasing number of studies that vehicle makers and others need to pay attention to.